Hello and welcome to my poster presentation booth. My name is Christian Mejia, and this work in progress paper is based on my master's thesis, which I have already published through Montezuma Publishing. So what you're seeing on screen right now is a prototype of the virtual reality application that I used for my thesis. As you can see, there are some graphical errors because the phone I am recording on is currently different than the phone that I developed the application for. So, basic interface of the application, once you start it, loads you into this area where you can test, play around with the media boxes. It'll teach you how to interface with the virtual reality application, and eventually it'll give you guidance on where to go next. So, if we're ready, we can move away from orientation into the first isolines section. So again, it's a bit graphically errored. However, I don't have access to the old phone that I used to create this application. That being said, uh, relatively stable frame rates combined with a high refresh display means that the environments are not nauseating and virtual reality sickness is not induced in a large number of subjects as my old phone. So right now you're seeing is DEM, STRM, 30 meter spatial resolution digital elevation model combined with, I think, an old USGS layer as the texture over the digital elevation model. Uh, in addition, there are some points of interest that are highlighted in different coloration columns. And there is more information in the information box. So if we go to the Isolines 2, here we have the Matterhorn in the Swiss Alps, and the Matterhorn again in Isolines 3, except you can actually see the isolines. Moving on through scale, we have a scale explanation section, and imagery, we have an imagery type explanation section. Going on to glacial landforms, we have moraines, so Convict Lake area, and here we have the Alest Glacier, which I'm not sure I'm pronouncing right, but you might notice the pattern is different on this model of environment because it was not created using purely Blender GIS. In addition, there is some frame rate stuttering because this is a more complicated and detailed model. All that hatch pattern you're encountering across the landscape is a byproduct of the refinement process of using RenderDoc as opposed to Blender GIS. However, gathering elevation data for this area using Blender GIS proved to be difficult, so I utilized Google web scraped Google Maps. And finally, we have the garden wall in Glacier National Park. However, behind it is the Matterhorn from the previous example. Here showcasing different types of glacial landforms yet again, rets in particular. User can navigate using inbuilt navigation buttons, and because the deployment platform only has one interaction button for the user, all their locomotion has to be displayed as part of their heads-up interface. So yes, that is the prototype application. If you have any more questions that were not answered by this video or by the poster, which I'm sure you do, it's hard to fit a thesis onto 1500 square pixel or onto a 3-page work in progress paper. Please feel free to ask or contact me via email at mejiacsd@gmail.com. Thank you for your interest and have a nice rest of conference.